Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and of course it's tax season here in the United States, and our taxes are due on the 15th, and I'm recording this on the 14th, so I just wanted to kind of give you a little tax thing today, and that's what I've got going on here. This is a tax-exempt organization search that you can find on the IRS website. I have no idea how I got here, but I did, and I thought maybe it'd be something you would be interested in. If you're a researcher, you can use this to research various things. Now, you probably don't know their ID number or anything like that, but you can put in the organization name. And when you put in the organization name, you'll come up with sometimes the last one or maybe two tax returns that they've put in. So I did that for a couple of them, and the first one I put in was the McCain Institute and found a little bit of interesting things. Now, I'm going to tell you, I am not a tax professional. In fact, this is the time of year I get very stressed out trying to get my taxes done and everything, because I do try to do them myself, and I use an online tax thing, so it's not like I'm really doing it on paper myself. I used to, though. Before I got the chronic fatigue syndrome, I used to have a better brain and I could do it then. So I wanted to share this with you. This is from the McCain Foundation, and there's only one listed, this particular return right here. Now, I don't know what the 990 PF stands for. It's a personal foundation, I believe, the PF there, instead of being like a public charity or something along those lines. So that's what it's listed as, and this is what it has. Now you can just click on that and you come up with the actual form here. It was scanned in, so they sent them a paper form and then they scanned it in. So here it is, and this is the information for it. Now, again, I don't know if I'm reading this correctly, but I think I am. I'm not sure exactly what this was. They had a net gain or loss from sale of assets, and it was $10 million here. But then it says revenue and expenses, $1.3 million. Not sure exactly what the difference is here, but if you're a tax professional, you may know that, and you might be interested in seeing these. Anyway, what was interesting to me is that when it comes down to it, the gifts that they paid out, they only paid out $500,000. Okay. And if you look at this, you know, it's supposed to be their corporate stock is worth $7.8 million. Oh, well, if you go down here, the total assets, $8.3 million. So they only gave out $500,000. Kind of interesting. And if you go on down here, now maybe it's because it's a private foundation or personal foundation or whatever that PF is. That could possibly be it. But something else that, you know, it goes through all these numbers and everything. And I guess it appears here that they got an overpayment, $6,686. And they clicked here to have it credited to their estimated tax in 2018. Now this is for 2017. Okay, so anyway, when it goes down through here, there's a lot of questions that they ask about it, and they have to answer. And again, I'm not real big on this, but here are their trustees, and they each put in 1 hour per week of work. Ooh, they're working very hard, aren't they? And so that's their title and average hours per week. They're a trustee, 1 hour. That's it. And here are the three guys. I don't know them, but be interesting if you're into digging. It might be interesting to find out who they are. Here's their lawyer. They got $98,000, and lawyers tend to do that. But anyway, if you keep on going down here, again, here's their fair market value of the assets and all of this stuff. But what I wanted to show you, I'm going down a little further. I know it's a really bad copy here. I don't know why this looks like it does. And so it does. It's just how they copied out, I guess. Anyway, look at this. They only had one grant that they gave out, one recipient for the money, and it got the full $500,000. And that was the ASU Foundation for a New American University. So they got it all right there, the whole $500,000, and that's all they got. So that's the only one. See, it's the same thing. Same thing. I think it's Arizona State University Foundation for a New American University. So they got that. And then down here, it tells who some of the contributors were. Look at this. Whenever they have more than $5,000, I believe, they have to, for contributions totaling $5,000 or more, they have to list those contributors. Well, look who they are. William H. Strong gave $25,000, and Benjamin Forster Stein gave $20,000, and looky here, Sir Evelyn de Rothschild and Lady Lynn Forrester de Rothschild. $100,000 right there. It's just kind of weird. They only brought in $145,000. It's just not all that much, really. So I guess they only brought in $145,000 from this, and they're putting out $500,000. It's kind of interesting that it was such a low number. Anyway, possibly, maybe they didn't get as many donations this year, or maybe there are some donations that are off the books. So I wanted to share that one with you, and you can go through and see the capital gains they got and everything off of it. I mean, again, if you're really into taxes and you like taxes, you should have told me that beforehand so you could have done mine. But anyway, this just has, different things. But when it comes down to it, they have these securities, $7.8 million worth of securities, I guess. So I wanted to show that one to you. And I thought it was kind of odd that there was only one listed, but I did another one, and guess what it was? Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Clinton Foundation. Yep, there it is. And they had actually 3 different forms, but 2 of them were from 2016, and this one is a slightly different form. It's a T at the end there. I'm not sure what the difference is there. But these 2 forms, the 2017 and the 2016, kind of interesting. Here's the 2016, and you can see it's all here publicly. You can look through the whole thing if you want to. And they had contributions and grants. This year, this was the prior year, which was 2015, and it was $108 million. Over here, the current year, which was the year she lost, $62 million. Look at the big difference there. I mean, that's huge. And then when you come down here to the bottom line, the revenue less expenses, $17 million, negative $16 million. Negative. They lost money. And this was the year she lost. Okay? Very interesting. You would think that if she was running for president, it would have been, just really a lot more, but then she lost. So nope. Not a lot more. If you go over here to this one, this is the one from 2017. And if you go down here, you can see similar things, but the numbers, I mean, this was the prior year you just saw. And look at it now, 26 million. I mean, it went from 108 million down to 26 million. That's huge, folks, really huge. And, you look at the total revenue, half. It's half. And then you look at again, it was negative 16 on the last one. It's negative 16 on this one. A little bit less, but still, wow. And it goes through, it gives these, different things. It tells you, briefly describe the organization's mission. The Clinton Foundation is committed to improving lives by working together with partners across the United States and around the world to create economic opportunity, improve public health, and inspire civic engagement and service. Oh, how nice of them to do that, right? And then it has this big long description here that it's just like there's no periods, there's no punctuation at all. It just kind of all runs together. So you can read that. Like I said, I always put the links down below, and you can go through those on your own. And there's not a lot more that I wanted to point out on this. They have all these questions that they ask and this and that. And, it's just very interesting. It gives their salaries and who the people are. Here they are. These are the people. This is their average hours per week that they work. And you can see here he makes $362,000. That's not too bad. And then he gets another $45,000. This is estimated amount of other compensation. So he also gets more. These people, oh, look at this. Chelsea works for free. Isn't that nice of her? She works 25 hours a week approximately. And she evidently works, other organizations. That's what the 10 is there. And, she gets nothing for it. How nice of her to give of her time. But look at this, Cheryl Mills. Yeah, Cheryl Mills also donates 5 hours of her time every week to something. We don't know what, of course, but she doesn't get compensated either. And then there's these other people, I'm sure if we looked into all of these people, we could really find out a lot. Oh, there's Bill. Bill gets he has 20 hours a week that he puts into it. Yep. Good job, Bill. And then here's their general counsel, who gets paid $68,000 a year, 50 hours a week. Wow. This person's putting in 50 hours a week, and they're only getting paid $68,000 a year? That's not very much. And this is the CFO and the COO, and yeah. So here's what they're getting paid. Kind of interesting. This general counsel only gets paid $23,000 and 50 hours a week. Well, this is not realistic here. I just don't see that happening. But anyway, these are the people, if you are really into researching, they might be people you want to look into more. None of the salaries were totally outrageous, but, they go on, and here they have other, the accounting and their event management and all this kind of stuff. But I just thought it was interesting. It is tax season, and I just thought maybe you'd be interested in seeing one of their tax forms, since now the Democrats are crying out for, Trump's tax forms. So, anyway, this is just very interesting, and I thought it was mostly interesting about how much it's dropped off in the past couple years. Just immensely. So, anyway, I'll leave the links to these down below, and you can look through them at your leisure. Maybe if you know something about taxes, you might find some more interesting things about them than I have found looking over them. But I just thought it was kind of fun to see, and especially noticing how bad their donations have dropped off. So there you go. I'll have both of those down below, and also I'll have this link here so you can search for yourself, because I think it's kind of interesting to keep track of these tax exempt organizations, especially ones that call themselves tax exempt and really shouldn't be. So there they are. Yeah. You can look up any of the others. It'd be interesting to find out maybe what some of the other tax exempt foundations are, because almost all of these really rich people that are in Congress have one. And so I think it might be kind of interesting to see if we can't find those and discover just how much they're making and everything about that. I also wonder why there's not more listed. I mean, I understand, but why is this the only copy that's there, 2017? So, kind of a question I have there. If you happen to know why there's only one listed for the McCain Institute, I really would like to know. So, anyway, if you got any thoughts about it, I'd like to see them down in the comments. And that's what I've got for now. So, happy tax day, and I'll see y'all later.